Alrighty, guys. Yo, what's going on, man? It's your boy Rick, and I got Drew here on the podcast real quick, man. We're just gonna look. I just got finished watching the Pivot podcast. You know, the host is Ryan Clark, Channing Crowder, and alongside Fred Taylor, and they're interviewing. I'm a 49er fan, so they're interviewing one of the probably the best underutilized weapon that the 49ers have, and that's Brandon Ayuk. Now, this interview, I'm almost done watching it. I think I got like the last 8-10 minutes left remaining. And everything is basically traditional. They're talking about his play, what kind of wide receiver that he is, what's the most important thing for his family, his pockets, basically maximizing his career as a wide receiver position and trying to get the most money, but at the same time being in the correct system where he's able to be an asset to his team. And everything is basically traditional, right? It's nothing new, or it's the same conversation that every team has to deal with when they have superstars on their team that are trying to get paid the most and maximize the return of investment. Simple. But at this 11th minute mark, Brandon Ayuk alludes to something very interesting that happens in most sports. It happens in most professional teams. There's these incentives, right, that teams put on these players' contracts, that either they want, okay, how many games did you play out of the whole season? How many yards? They incentivize, right, your efforts. 100 receptions, 1,000 yards, being an All-Pro, being a Pro Bowler, being a Super Bowl champion, defensive player. They give you incentives. Well, Brandon Ayuk here, in his own words, right? Check this out. He says something very interesting and very telling, and it's maybe why the 49ers lost the Super Bowl against the Chiefs. Check this out.
It was wide open. So when you say don't forget what got you there, are you saying that had nothing to do with the amount of times you were targeted?
No, absolutely did. Absolutely did. I get out of the Super Bowl, and I just feel like you're throwing the ball to me 5-6 times a game all year. I went for 100 6-7 times this year. I turned 70 catches into 1,400, and then here we are right now talking about getting paid top dollar in this market, but I don't know. So this Super Bowl is tricky. We moved on past from the Super Bowl.
So basically, at least how I interpret it is this. Ryan Clark states that throughout the whole year, you were targeted 106 times, and you were averaging basically 100 yards, over 100 yards per game. So I divided, there's 17 games of the year, but, there's a bye where they can relax. So you divide 106 into 16 games, and you get a low-ass number of 6 targets per game. I went to look up the stats. He was targeted, or he only had 3 catches in the Super Bowl. Right here in just that little 30-second snippet, Brandon Ayuk says, look, throughout the whole season, I go for 6 yards per game, and I get you over 114 yards per game. In the Super Bowl, basically, I'm not involved in the game plan because my contract negotiation is coming up, and it's almost as if Kyle, as smart as he is, and John Lynch are conspiring against Brandon Ayuk to not make him the face of the Super Bowl, so they don't have to, in return, pay him top dollar, coming into his last, year in his rookie deal. Is that how you interpreted it, Drew? Or am I just tripping here and I'm not really, really between the lines? Because that's kind of what Brandon Ayuk is insinuating, or am I tripping?
Yeah, well, I mean, that's pretty much what's going on, but there's different ways, to pay these guys, like I don't know numbers, like I don't know the business side of it, but I do know, like I understood as older I got, like how these guys get paid. These guys get paid by the game, and pretty much no one wants the franchise tag, just because they're you're doing more. You're giving the team more of a favor. You're giving them more leverage, but it doesn't really help out your financial situation. Like you can have a bad season, and then boom, there you go. You're not getting paid like how you used to anymore, or you get injured. So it's a risk, and pretty much it's how they they're doing this contract. You know, that's why it can get like tricky and all that. But um, yeah, as far as him like being able to make a difference in the Super Bowl, like honestly, like he was getting locked down, bro. Like he was open, but the thing is, they were setting traps on him. You know, they had a lot of disguise on him. They actually had an eye on Ayuk the whole fucking time. Like they were doubling him the whole fucking game. And honestly, I'm going back to pretty much Debo. Debo was getting one on one. He was getting the one on one action, and he was getting locked down. And
Yeah,
that right there made it more, it made it a little easier for Ayuk to get another guy on for the defense to get another guy on him. Like you see it a lot, bro, and that's what it is, man. And I just feel like we need to prioritize signing Ayuk, man. And it like what I feel in my gut feeling tells me is if Ayuk, we're gonna get this Ayuk thing done, right?
yeah, I agree.
Because we know that he's actually the true wide receiver that we're gonna keep, bro. Like that we need actually, and pretty much what Debo has is unique because he's a wide receiver. But guess what? We got CMC now, you know, and that's pretty much CMC does a lot of the things that Debo does.
Yeah,
Um, so that's the thing with we're kind of banking in on Ricky Pearsall because his ability to run routes, and he does it better than Debo, and it's already pretty obvious. And he's a way better true wide receiver. He's not a hard guy to take down probably, but like Debo, but he's a guy that creates space, you know, and JJ Jennings, he's pretty much a guy that was kind of able to create space, but he wasn't the best at it. He was only good because of his height, and we kept him, and now with Ricky Pearsall, we get him, bro. Like all I'm saying is, Ricky Pearsall is a better true wide receiver, and we better if we have to give Ayuk his money, that's gonna force us to, you know, trade Debo. That's the consensus, you know,
correct.
pretty much. So that it's either Debo or Ayuk, and for me, it's Ayuk. Let's trade Debo, you know, because he's getting injured the more we use him, you know. And CMC is capable of getting hurt as well. It's just that, you know, we got a good line now. Like we have a quarterback that can actually, you know, use all three of his receivers. You know, so I just feel like um Ayuk's playing hardball right now. I'm gonna just repeat what I said before we went live. Like Ayuk is pretty much playing hardball right now because of the timing. You know, training camp has not started yet, and his paycheck is not being affected just yet. So once that happens, that's when the real talks start to happen. That's when, you know, like, you know, people start negotiating and being a little more realistic. But I think Ayuk will end up probably getting signed around training camp. You know, like he's
Yeah.
willing to give up a couple of paychecks to get that big check. You know, so I don't think he's gonna skip, because if you skip the whole entire training camp, that's valuable time right there, bro. Like that's valuable knowledge you need, valuable chemistry that you need to build during that time. So uh it's the timing right now, you know, and I feel like with the whole YouTube podcasts movement, like these guys are able to you know, speak on these things a little freely. And you know, this it's just a podcast, bro. Like they're just trying to get numbers. They got a lot of numbers. They got a lot of people talking. They got you talking. They got me talking. We're all over it. He's
Well,
gonna
let's
get
check
signed.
this out and let me just try to like summarize it all together. I just listen. Let's just listen to it again. Watch, peep this.
Nope. So when you say don't forget what got you there, are you saying that that had nothing to do with the amount of times you were targeted?
No, absolutely did. Absolutely did. I get out of the Super Bowl, and I just feel like you're throwing the ball to me 5, 6 times a game all year. Went for 106, 7 times this year. I turned 70 catches into 1,400, and then here we are right now talking about being paid, getting paid top dollar in this market. But
he should blame Debo. He should be
Well,
blaming Debo for not
well,
being
check
able
this out.
to
So
get
let
open.
me just show you all these other clips, right? Look what, and now Brandon Ayuk is talking about
It's a
how I
team
wasn't
sport.
targeted enough in the Super Bowl because contract negotiations are going to begin because I just had an amazing, like there's always been, he's being productive every single year, getting better, he's being more focused, he's blocking better, he's one of the most dynamic weapons that we have right now. And look what Rob Gronkowski tells Tom Brady in this particular segment inside the NFL.
Sean, need one more. Yeah. If I don't get this having a catch, I have to go get a real job.
All we got to see is Gronkowski get his catch here. What does that mean? Cha-ching. Gronkowski has his catch bonus.
Tom, good pass, dog.
So right there is basically what Gronkowski. Let's say this game is week 17 in the season, and the record says if you catch more than 50 catches over 800 yards, Gronk, we're gonna give you $150,000, right? Some coaches, bro, they're probably told by the owner and probably the general manager, yo, take Tom Brady and take Rob Gronkowski out of the game after halftime. Say that you don't want them to play the whole third and fourth quarter for health reasons, but in reality, it's so they don't get the most incentive, the extra little milestone on their contract. So they pulled them out and be like, we don't want to get you hurt. You've been doing so good, right? And then they're like, let's put these rookies in. That's why they do it.
No,
But
I don't think so.
wait. And look, and I'm gonna go further. A lot of people like to state this. Don't bring politics into my sport that I love.
That's what you're doing.
Wait, no, that's what I don't say this. I've always known that sports are political. Muhammad Ali taught me that, right? But check this out. So that's that Gronkowski situation. That's the Brandon Ayuk situation. Russell Wilson in this famous play, they could have rushed the ball in. This is second goal. They cannot stop, bro. The Patriots cannot stop Marshawn Lynch. All right. And in this particular play, the play is to go to Russell Wilson, probably in this pick route. Golden Tate's supposed to probably pick, just a little shug. And they want Russell Wilson to be the face of the Seattle Seahawks. They don't want Marshawn Lynch to run it in a 1 yard line and then Marshawn Lynch be MVP. They want Russell Wilson. So a lot of these things, they're intentional. The reason why Brandon Ayuk only got, 3 passes for 40 yards in the Super Bowl wasn't by mistake. You know what I mean? It was on purpose. Now, this doesn't have nothing to do with the Buckies, but check this out. If you already know into the future, you might be like, nah, bro, at the end of the day, these guys, all they're trying to do is they're trying to win a Super Bowl. They don't give a fuck who the hero is. I'm going to say dead wrong, bro. You see, symbolism, right? Tom Brady, all right, I know this is going to be controversial, whatever, but Tom Brady is probably the greatest quarterback, right? Because he has longevity, but the NFL catered to Tom Brady and his success. Tall-looking, good-looking white man, all right? Tall, played for the Patriots, red, white, and blue. They changed the rules, the tuck rule. They changed you can't hit the quarterback low, right? Look at the San Francisco Giants. I love the Giants. That's my favorite team. But Buster Posey, they changed the baseball rule that you can no longer collide into a player, into the catcher. So you remove the whole, the plate collision. If you're at third base and you're tagging up on a fly ball from center field and the center field throws it, you cannot make contact with the catcher and the catcher cannot block the plate. The sports have always catered to the golden poster boys, and they changed the rules for certain players to have longevity and success. You see, because again, like I've tried to tell you, and they're kind of doing it with Patrick Mahomes. They want Patrick Mahomes to break Tom Brady's record, right? Because jersey sales, all of these things happen. It's political as it is like social, economical, and all of those things. It's just good for business. But they're going to extend and give it 17 regular season games, not just 16. They want to extend it to 18. They want to add another extra division playoff game. Why do you think they do this? Money. More people, more TV slot time, more endorsements. Cha-ching, everybody gets paid more, right? But when it comes down to players, yo, let me bench you. Let me only throw you the ball 3 times rather than 6 or 7 because we don't want you to have 150 yards and a touchdown. We wanted to cap you at because they think we can win without you. So to your point, to reinforce your point, Drew, you actually said, and you're spot on with Brandon Ayuk and Debo Samuel, right? As I say this, I looked up the stats, and not the stats, but just the contract. So Debo got a 3-year extension, $71 million, right? 41 of it is guaranteed, basically 23 million, close to 24 million per year, right? No disrespect to Debo Samuel, right? Because he had an all-pro. If it wasn't for him, was it 2 years ago? We don't even go to the NFC Championship against the Rams, maybe 2 or 3 years ago, right? But ever since we got Christian McCaffrey, Debo becomes obsolete. You no longer need him. And Ricky Pearsall, since he's a first rounder, to your point, Debo just becomes an extra collateral damage, an extra piece that you don't really need because he's not a real route runner. He's a playmaker. But now you got multiple playmakers, and Ricky Parcel probably runs better routes. He's just gonna need time to get acclimated to the system, to the play, the adjustments, sitting down in that slot, in that bubble where you can go left or you can do right, or you can turn it into a dig route, or whatever the case may be. And then also just get used to the NFL speed and the contact of it, right? So yeah, Debo becomes that piece where you might want to trade him at the halfway point and then give Brandon Ayuk and extend him. The biggest mistake that they can do is think that we can win without Brandon Ayuk, because check this out. Kittle isn't getting any younger. He was non-existent in the Super Bowl. I thought he was going to be one of the biggest playmakers that we had. Debo, to your point, he couldn't even get open. Brandon Ayuk just wasn't even targeted because, to be honest, to your point, he was locked up with the number 1. But Brandon Ayuk is telling you, bro, I can beat these dudes. And he was
Yeah.
showing you in the Detroit Lions game. So now that I kind of like rehashed the Rob Gronkowski, you were going to say something. What were you going to say?
Well, I was gonna say after you said that, there is multiple highlight reels of BA getting like having a contested catch batted down in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
It happened like 2 or 3 times against their one, and it was a one-on-one action. Brock Purdy is just giving you an opportunity right there. That's something Jimmy G never did. And with Debo, he's a shorter man. There's only so much he can do when
Mhm.
things are up in the air. Like if a dude that's 6'3" covering him 6'2" and it's batted up in the air, he's not getting that ball.
Correct.
So
He ain't going to
that's
moss him for sure.
yeah, and I just feel like Debo is a good wide receiver. It's his size, man. We need a true wide receiver, and I think Ricky Pearsall, that dude, bro. Like I really do think he can be like a Cooper Cup. It's still to be told, but I like calling things up ahead. Like I said, Debo was good. His first game ever as a Niner, and we went to that game, and I was like, dude, this guy's fucking good. He's making contested catches, but they were like, he was wide open type of thing, but he's a tough tackle. And I feel like I'm seeing the same thing in Ricky Pearsall. I'm not saying he's a tough tackle. He's something different that we're not used to getting, and I feel like Brock Purdy is making all these wide receivers good. Look at Ayuk's numbers before Brock came in. So Brock has actually elevated Ayuk's game. He should be thanking Brock for his numbers, because that motherfucker was slinging it, and his numbers said why he was a top 10, whatever they call him nowadays. He's gonna be
Yeah.
a top 5 pretty soon, but I wouldn't. I'm gonna tread lightly. Top 10 right now, because due to his numbers by default. But yeah, that's why he should be thanking Brock, and he should be looking to sign eventually, which I think he will be. It's just a timing thing.
Yeah.
And as far as like you saying like the what would you say? Like you said the NFL, like uh you said I don't even know what you said. It sounded like boxing a little bit, like
Yeah,
the way of thinking. But it's like, dude, this is a team sport. Like this, we need each other, to make this thing happen. Like I think
right.
Brock is in a great situation. I think CMC is in a great situation.
Yeah,
Um, it's just how you're utilized, and I feel like Debo can get utilized a little better in a different team. I just feel like
I
we have
agree.
and we have the defense, and we have the defense to back us up now. I just feel like the situation is right, for Ayuk, but um, uh, yeah, it would be great to have three legit wide receivers in Debo, Ricky, and fucking Ayuk. Like we're gonna be deadly if that's the case, bro. I'm telling you.
Yeah, no, for
Um,
sure. I agree. To your point with Ricky Pearsall, I would love for Pearsall to be Cooper Cup, but even if he's somewhat like Puka Nakua, like damn, bro, like you don't have to be the fastest, but if you know how to create
but you
separation,
notice,
you got strong hands, like
but you notice how they're just creating these guys out of nowhere. Like, where the fuck did Puka Nakua come from? And
no,
now they got
I
Cooper
know.
Cup, and now they got Cooper Cup, and it's like, dude, I think Matthews is just that great, bro. And I feel like we have someone great like that in Brock Purdy. He makes anybody look good. I feel like I'm thinking back to when we used to draft wide receivers in the first round because we stopped a little bit. But remember AJ Jenkins?
Yeah,
Remember that
that's
guy?
probably why we stopped.
That's probably why, bro, because we didn't
Yeah,
have a good quarterback. Like I think AJ Jenkins, looking at his highlights, I'm like, dude, this guy was a legit wide receiver. He looked like a Deshaun Jackson, bro. So I just feel like he wasn't blessed with the opportunity to play with a good quarterback, and a good system, because he was with Alex Smith, bro, and he didn't do shit, and it's like, bro,
yeah,
that's why Rams are able to just pop these wide receivers out of nowhere. They got Tutu Atwell. They got fucking remember they had fucking Woods, Robert Woods before,
yeah.
and then now they got Cooper and Puka Nakua, two legit wide receivers. And I'm
No,
like,
for
what the
sure.
fuck?
And to your point, that's just the playmaker of Matthew Stafford and understanding the head
Yeah,
coach, Sean McVay, of knowing how to utilize each. Like they understand how to use their assets and they play to their players' strengths, right? So if that's what you do, that's what they're going to reinforce and nurture you in that. They're not going to turn you into like they understand what Cooper Cup is, you know what I mean? They understand that this guy ain't going to win you the jump boss. But I'm gonna go back to a little bit. You talked about Brandon Ayuk should be thanking Brock Purdy. To your point, it's a team sport, but it's a two-way street because there's times that a lot of those balls are contested, and Brandon Ayuk, like the
grabs them.
Detroit Lions, has to make like that extra third effort and dive after the ball
True.
is all under short. So it goes both ways. But yeah, man, look. I think these guys and Brandon Ayuk in this interview, he stated probably 20 minutes down where I'm at the 33-minute mark. Ryan Clark goes, if you go into that situation with that team, with that offense that's going to utilize you the most with the good quarterback that you're looking for. And then Brian Ayuk interrupts him. He goes, look, I just want to say that I am already in that position. I'm with the team that's going to use me fullest. I have that quarterback. I just want to state that out there. So he wants to be a Niner. It's just at the end of the day, bro, it's just like what you were saying. It's just a matter of time, and I want to get paid what he is. And then Ryan Clark starts kind of asking like every single kind of fans questions, like, because then Brock Purdy's going to have to get paid. And if Trevor Lawrence got paid, that extension for $250 million, Brock's going to be thinking to himself, shit, I took you guys to the Super Bowl. Ever since you guys failed with Trey Lance. I'm the reason why you even there on overtime going up against Patrick Mahomes. So why shouldn't he deserve to pay? And Brandon was like, look, I'm not supposed to be worried about their pockets and what the office has to do for them. That's why they have their team and their agents and what they think it's worth. I'm just saying I gotta look out for mines. And this is just negotiations. And this is one of the things where usually I don't really like to pocket check anybody or just say how much you're worth, because at the end of the day, you know what you do in terms of how taking good care of your body, the work that you put out on training in the off season to get you prepared for a very brutal sport. So I'm never going to tell a person, man, you ain't worth that much. The way I look at it is like at the end of the day, and Fred Taylor told him, is like just, you know, I know it's easy to use the media to negotiate and leak certain things out here, but it's never good in good faith to operate your negotiations in the public and especially in the media. And, because, they were talking about that little leak that he had with Jalen Daniels, the quarterback of the Washington Commanders,
Yeah.
basically saying, like, hey, they don't want me enough. So Fred was just like, as an OG, I just want you to let you know, it's like, don't try to use those Bush League tactics. But then to Brandon Ayuk's point, he was like, yeah, I understand. He didn't really say, yeah, I understand, but he's basically like, when I do it, everyone bats an eye. But the 49ers were the ones that leaked certain information to like some dude named Ted Roosevelt or some shit like that. And they were the one that put out the information first to control the narrative. But when I do it, I'm the villain. I'm this outcast. But he goes, we're meeting with them again. So everything's, look, like you said, bro, I just think it's just noise. I think every single team goes through with this. It just becomes an inconvenience when, as an outsider looking in as a fan, you're like, bro, I just want to win a fucking Super Bowl, bro. Let's go. But if you're Brandon Ayuk in your shoes, bro, like to your point, this is going to set your foundation of the next 3 generations if you take care of business. And, the San Francisco 49ers, like, these players are expendable. To your point, they can draft new young blood, new fish, and they can replace you and trade you or fucking put a franchise tag on you and treat you like cattle. Basically you're a bitch to the company, but the 49er organization is going to be there the test of time. Brandon Ayuk probably has, I don't know, 5 good more years in him. It's rare that he's going to have a longevity career like LeBron of 22 plus years. The NBA, the NFL is going to continue to grow. So you got to maximize, they're trying to maximize every ounce of great player that you have in you, and you're trying to maximize your pockets. So, they just got to, like, this is just simple, bro. This is what it comes down to every single outlet when it comes down to sports. But let me ask you something, man. Yesterday, it was my day off and we were watching boxing. But before that, man, I went into this, it was this course. My parents are getting a little older, right? And, their health isn't the best or whatever the case may be. And, me and my brother and my dad, we went to, basically like this course that they were offering. It was by a company named Vanguard Law Firm and something. And long story short, they were giving us knowledge in game about, essentially building a trust and not allowing to go to probate. Do you know what probate is?
Mm-mm.
So basically the skinny version of it, man, is a probate is basically when somebody dies. Let's say, and I'm going to give you an example. Let's say my parents were to die, right? And even if I were to die, it's usually the court or the state of California, they get involved so they can deal with your assets, right? So it can be cryptocurrency, $50,000 Pokemon card, your 3 Ferraris. It can be your home, your business, any assets that you don't put into a trust. So, a family member or what they call a beneficiary is able to inherit. The state of California gets involved with it. So we went into this course because they told us that they were having one here in Marina or Seaside. And, they basically appoint this person called an executor to manage and distribute the assets that you leave behind in case you were to die, right? So let's say if I'm Brandon Ayuk and I'm going to get paid $100 million, right? And let's just say that's my only asset. And then he's got the homes and the cars. So he's got to look out for his family. And in this course that we went to, if he doesn't take care of business and if he doesn't put all of his assets into this trust, and he allows, I don't know where Brandon Ayuk is born or where he's from, but let's just say he's from California. The state of California, if let's say Brandon Ayuk were to, get fucking trucked and his body gets contorted and it's like the DeMar Hamlin situation and he were to be lying on the floor incapacitated and he died on the field, let's just say, I'm just giving you an example, and he doesn't have this trust, the state of California is going to take care of all of his assets. And it's going to take probably 5 years because there's so many people in California that there's a court system before his family get to inherit his money, right? Get to inherit his cars, his jewelry, his homes. So in this particular case, the media is talking about it. They kind of paint this ugly picture that Brandon Ayuk doesn't want to play fair ball with the 49ers. But at the end of the day, it's like you have to get yours, and you can't worry about anybody else. Now, yes, our goal is to win the Super Bowl, and and Brandon Ayuik wants to be part of it, but he also has to set the foundation for his grandparents, his brothers and sisters, and his children and his children's children. So this class that we went, bro, was like 4 hours long, dude. It was extremely long, but extremely informative, right? So anyway, if he doesn't take care of business, I'm not gonna go into the 4-hour lecture and just kind of repeat what I just learned type of thing. But if he doesn't take care of business, no one's gonna look out for his financial and generational wealth that he can get. So, Fred Taylor, or I think it was Channing Crowder, starts asking him, but what about the hometown? Like, this is your childhood team. Like, you're not going to get a pay cut. And he goes, look, I forgot exactly. I think it was like the 44th moment. And he was basically talking about it. And he goes, look, I want to, but at the end of the day, bro, it's like, I got to take care of my family. And I got to, I'm not going to be able to do this forever, So it's like, I can't really do a pay cut. And, even though I was drafted in the first round, this is good money. But, he's like, you can never have enough. But yeah, bro. Man, but that course was really interesting, bro. It was something that I just didn't really expect that I was gonna be going to it. But like I said, when you start to get a little older, or even not even that old, we just assume that we're not gonna get old and we're gonna live forever and that we're not gonna die. And mostly people wait for this at the last particular moment when you're in the deathbed type of stuff and you have a last will and you start talking to your doctor or the nurse and you're like, I want this house to go to my older children. But yeah, bro, it's really interesting to know about that course, man. I recommend you to, go with you and your mom and your dad to talk about a trust, bro, because it's a little expensive with the lawyers, bro. But at the end of the day, it's like, when you get that done, you already know where your assets are going to and whom, because if you don't, the state of California is going to get involved and they're going to basically be like, let's say, for example, I have 4 brothers, right? So let's say my parents have 4 homes. Let's say they have 1 home. All right, that's not 4 homes, but let's say they have 1 home. The state of California is going to be like, all 4 of you guys is simple. You guys got 25%. But what if, one of your brothers, is influenced with drugs? Or what if he never had a good, outstanding relationship with your parents? And they're like, dude, this dude is going to spend his money in drugs, alcohol, and squander it all off in Las Vegas. Like, this dude is not capable of. Or what if another family member is, he relies on food stamps and government assistance. If you give him that money from that portion of that house, he's going to lose all benefits because now he has money and the government's going to be like, well, now you don't need me. So there's so many, it can affect your family. And before all that gets settled, bro, like I told you, the state of California is getting involved. So they're going to take a big ass cut of that money because you guys didn't do your part and handled your business, and set up a trust. Like, who's going to benefit off this car, off this home, and allocate those resources? California is going to be like, well, you're in court. And what if, for example, what if the person goes, well, I got 7 kids. You guys are single. Like, I deserve the home. Like, what the hell? This is logical. You guys have your own apartments. Yeah, I'm sure you guys want a cut of the home. But, bro, I got a family of 7. You guys aren't even married. You guys don't have. So it can get nasty, bro. And these families can get divided. So when you start looking at it, bro, it's more like, the corporations are the evil fucking pocket watchers. And Brandon Ayuik is like, bro, I'm almost essentially an independent contractor. Take care of me. You're going to make billions and trillions of dollars. You guys just created a whole fucking brand new stadium. But you guys don't want to pay me? What the fuck? You know what I mean? It's crazy, bro. Crazy. Drew, you there?
Yo, what's up, man?
Nah, but did you get to hear anything I was saying?
Yeah. About the trust funds.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Hey, that no lie though, bro. That's the thing right there, bro. It's pretty scary, man.
Yeah, man. Who's trying to scam you?
No, not trying to scam me. Is because my parents are a little older. I was saying, they're a little older, and we went into this course. And basically, this lawyer gave us a free course. There was 14, 15 other people, and they were just talking about it. And but yeah, bro, it was very interesting, bro. So you gotta always kind of like look out for yourselves because this is the type of stuff that they don't really teach us. You know, they don't really teach us at schools. You know, they'll teach us like Pythagorean theorem and calculus and a squared plus b squared equals to c squared. You know, the fucking formula of energy is, E to the root of 2 equals, I don't know, all this other nonsense that doesn't even be applied to us. But any regular job, you can buy Pokemon cards, you can buy football cards, and they can be worth thousands and $150,000 if you have Shohei Ohtani, Aaron Judge, fucking Patrick Mahomes. They don't tell you if you die, oh, it's not going to necessarily go to your son. The government's going to be like, oh, this is a deceased person. Do they have a trust? Oh, they don't. All of your property goes to probate. And you just be like, well, dude, what the fuck do I truly own then if I just can't gift something easily to my boy? The court's gonna be like, nah, that's not how it works, which is crazy, bro. But
Yeah.
I want to say they're trying to scam us. It's just more like getting ahead of it, and then you can kind of relax and be like, all right, dude. And here's a crazier part. Let's say I die and I was the beneficiary of something, and I don't appoint somebody. If I were to die and somebody else were to take care of my assets, it goes to the state of California again.
Uh,
And then you gotta go claim it, bro. It was just fucking crazy. So anyway, I know I deviated a little bit, but imagine Brandon Ayuk's lawyer and he's having this honest conversation with his managers, and these guys are running through all these things. He's gonna be like, "Well, fuck, dude. Nah. In that case, I want to make 50 million." You know what I mean? Um, but yeah, man. Just to kind of end it real quick, how far do you think the Niners will go this year? Do you still see us winning the division? Um, you know,
yeah,
how
if,
much more
we're gonna,
faith do you have in the Niners with Kyle Shanahan and this team to go make another deep playoff run?
and I think we'll make. Uh, we'll be back in the playoffs for sure. I think our defense is still to be told. I think it's one of those things where like we got a lot of better players. Like we upgraded every single like position, like more than you think. Like we didn't get world beaters, but we got a unit that can be a world beater. And I feel like we got solid players that played very very well, that were like one of the better players in the whole team in our defense. um I think that dude from Carolina, Matus or whatever his name is, he was getting so many pressures. It's just that there's a dude in Carolina right now by the name of Brian Burns,
Oh yeah,
and
he's good.
he's legit, and he gets to the quarterback so fucking fast, and he is like another Micah Parsons, right?
Yeah,
And that's how fast he is. This dude Matus or Gross, I forget his name. He's from Carolina. He's a bigger DN, but this guy was getting pressure, bro. He just didn't get there on time because this guy got there first. But I feel like that dude Collins, he's actually an upgrade from Arik Armstead, and I stand on that because he's a run stopper. He's a run, like a gap stopper. And then we still got Javon Hargrave, who was playing at an All Pro level, and you've seen some flashes of it last year. Is just he needed more help in that D line. Like we got our asses torn up in the run game, and we still managed to praise Eric Armstead. Like I really do think he was good, but it's just he's not the best, and we kept a mediocre or like an okay player for years, and I just feel like we should have got rid of Eric Armstead a long time ago. I think we should have kept Buckner. Obviously, we wouldn't have
yeah,
been having those run problems. Uh, but
true.
I feel like Collins is like up in the upper echelon of defensive tackles, bro. Like I'm not even joking. He's a run stopper. He reminds me of Vince Wilfork a little bit. So yeah, I think that was something that we were missing, bro, and we'll see it, bro. Like we've always had good rushers. It's just that our interior, our interior guys always needed help, and it's like, bro, this guy's actually one of those guys, that can, along with him and Javon Hargrave, bro. I
Yeah,
really like it. And then we got Floyd. We got what's his first name? He was from the
Leonard,
Rams. Um
Leonard.
yeah, Leonard Floyd. he's a hybrid, linebacker, and he's fast. He's one of the faster linebackers, and I think this is actually the best linebacker corps we've had, bro. Like Floyd is way better than uh Aziz. Because he's good. It's just that Leonard Floyd was actually like playing at a all pro level, bro. Like he's look good like that. So I think this is the best linebacker corps who we got. So I think, and then our defense or our corners, we drafted some solid corners. I feel like it's a hit or miss with corners. We're not like the best at it, but when we get some of these guys, like I'm kind of shocked. Um, the Lenore is able to hang on and do okay. I'm not hating on him. Sometimes he pisses me off because of his inconsistencies, but for the most part, I'm surprised he's like for us drafting him, he's okay. And I'm like, all right, like you're pretty good, but you're not the best, but we'll take it. And then we got Ufanga, and then we got that dude from Florida State. He's a rookie. I don't have the name off the top of my head right now, but he's a rookie.
Like it's like George Olam or something.
No, it's like Renard
Oh, okay.
Green, or something like
Oh,
that from Florida State.
are you talking about the safety?
No, that's Mustafa or something like that.
Okay.
Mustafa. Yeah,
Um,
that guy is jacked, bro. Like this guy is actually the biggest safety in our squad, bro, or the biggest DB in the group, bro, because he's fucking jacked. Um, and yeah, we got him. Like they're saying he looks good, bro. Like he's a thumper. So we'll see. Doesn't mean he's a good safety though. He's just a thumper. So we'll see. And then Green, the corner, that's the guy I'm actually high on. We drafted him in the third round, and I'm like, dude, this guy can be good just because of the squad he played with. He was a top five. He was at the top five overall defense in the country. So I'm like, dude, this guy's good. Like, we rarely draft corners in good teams. Usually it'll be in a small school, and we see some kind of potential. So yeah, him. I'm like, what the fuck is happening with Womack? But whatever. But yeah, so we drafted another corner as well. I forget his name, but yeah, we'll see, man. I feel like we are good. I feel like we're pretty. We got some good depth at corner. Because in the Super Bowl, the problem was pretty much Greg Odom, whatever his name was, Owen Burks or something like that. Um, that guy was super slow, bro, and literally they kept attacking him, and pretty much teams like Chiefs, bro, like once they see a weakness, they're gonna keep going at it. They're gonna keep going at it. So we need to be tight on every single position. Like, I don't mean to be nitpicky like that, but if you are at least, um, if you just gotta be, um, what's the word I'm looking for? You got to execute. If you execute in the right time, that's all we need. You don't need to be this world beater. It's just Owen Burks, or yeah, I'm saying his name right. It's so fucking slow, man. That was a hole, and that hole happened because of Greenlaw. So our
yeah.
defense, bro. I'm really high on our defense this year. Um,
Oh
and
yeah.
just overall, we have the potential to have, like I feel like offense or defense, one of them is going to be top five, but we have the potential to have top five offense and defense this year.
Just all over again. Yeah, man. No, I agree, bro. I think it's gonna be a really interesting year. Obviously, we're gonna be good because the NFC. I mean, the NFC runs through. If you want to go to the Super Bowl, you're gonna have to beat San Francisco, and that's just how it's been like the last couple of years. But man, we're due for one, bro. But
And
at
I
the
was gonna
same
touch.
time, fucking Baltimore, Houston, they're coming up, man. And you know, not to say that the Green Bay Packers or the Detroit Lions can't beat us. As you saw, they're like right there, to beat us. They just couldn't close out properly. But
Well, we just got
man,
to worry about the NFC, right? Like I feel like AFC, bro. Like they're so deadly, bro. Like offensively, they're offensive heavy.
Yeah.
And I just feel like you know, like our offense, bro, like is gonna shine as well, bro. I just feel that way. Brock Purdy showed me enough last season
You
that he
don't
can.
think that Kyle is losing his creativity? Because I
No, because
thought
he
the
doesn't.
I thought the Green Bay Packers and Matt LaFleur, they were outbeating us, bro. Like everything. The offense was better. Their defense played with much more
Yeah,
drive
but
coming off the Dallas game. And
it's
then the Lions, bro, they were fucking us up like 31-17. Or,
it's
you
not
know,
about that though. It's about Brock Purdy's ability to come back. It's not about that. Like we just need to be decent, and Brock Purdy is gonna be consistent like that, dude. Like it's going over a lot of people's heads, but Brock Purdy came back in back-to-back games. Off, like, dude, we were doomed, and Brock Purdy did that. He showed why he's a top 10 quarterback. So that's why he doesn't need to be creative. He just needs to let Brock do his magic. He doesn't need to make things. Maybe he'll switch things up. A little by little, put things in the tool bag. But bro, he has seen enough for him not to change it. If it's not broken, don't fix it. That's why I'm saying we have enough guys to create space. I'm not saying Debo is one of those guys, but an extra guy like Ricky Pearsall who can create space and catch the ball. Fuck if he can get yardage. If we get the first down, that's good enough. You know, we don't need like Debo to break out for 50 yards. We just need a first down because you know why? Because Brock Purdy's going to continue to do that. It's a nice having Debo do all that. It's just that we got that element in fucking in CMC. There only needs to be one. There's five linemen, right? There's five linemen and at least one quarterback. That leaves five possible receivers. You want someone who's in the backfield that's actually gonna, that's capable of running the ball. But you only need one of those guys. There's only
let me
one
ask you
ball.
a question. You're not trading Debo Samuel and Brock Purdy for Josh Allen?
No, that's dumb. No, it's Debo, bro. Like that's no. They're gonna trade Debo. That's super imaginary, bro. Like where'd you get
No, no. I'm just
this
thinking
man?
like,
This man is with Deer, and
let
he's
me,
with a
and
bunch of farming
the reason
companies.
I asked that is because Brock Purdy is a gem, right? He's a gem. Dude, he's mystery relevant. Got drafted. Like honestly, if you look at the draft class that John Lynch and Kyle Shannon have gotten, bro, we were fucking doomed because we gave up so much for Trey Lance. You know what I mean? We were doomed, bro. And we don't even know how this Ricky Pearsall guy works. You know what I mean? And we were doomed. Like our future for like the next 10 years was doomed up until Brock Purdy. You know what I mean? And to your
Now we're gonna
point,
trade him. Now you want to trade him?
I'm just saying it's like you ride that hype and that momentum for a Josh Allen. And Josh Allen is basically a Big Ben. And with Brock, look, I love Brock Purdy. I think he's extremely underappreciated. And like even as me as a Niner fan, because I'm even talking about trading him. But to your point, he could be a Drew Brees, you know. And he just knows how to game. Like he knows how to ball out, bro. Like he understands football. Um, but yeah, man, it's I also just feel like we do have the weapons. You know what I mean? We have the Debo, we have Ayuk, we have Kittle, we have Christian McCaffrey. So he's in a beautiful position to excel. You put in Sam Darnold, I guarantee you Sam Darnold balls out. You put in that guy that we just picked up from the Minnesota Vikings, the dude that
Wait,
works for
no,
NASA. What's his name?
no. Sam Darnold lost the game in his first start with the Niners. There's
Oh,
a
really?
Yeah, dude. The first game that we decided to give him the start, and it was during the regular season when we clinched everything. He lost.
Oh,
And
okay.
he could have won the game. He lost by 3 points. A super winnable game. Um, so like I've seen enough from Brock. There's enough um, blueprints on the wall. Saying that he's the guy. Other guys have stepped in with the same weapons and did not do what Brock did. And we've seen that with Jimmy, and we've seen that with Sam. And those two guys are the other teams were looking at those guys like starting quarterbacks, after us. So I think Sam left for another team for more money because they seen him still do legitimate like things
Yeah.
on the field. But and look at Jimmy, he got another fat paycheck because of us. So Brock elevates everyone's level of play. And that's what he does. Is just I've seen enough, bro. Like we don't, like Brock Purdy. In my mind, he's already a top five quarterback in the league. I just think that way. Like he's already that consistent, bro, and he's gonna show out. He's gonna keep showing out.
You don't think what you may call it that you don't think that our schedule last year was like one of the easiest in the NFL?
Um, no, because we played a lot of undefeated teams that ended up going into the playoffs. We played most teams that were in the playoffs. The Browns. We played the Browns,
Yeah, that was a good one.
and that was not Brock's fault. You know, that was literally the kicker's fault. So um, yeah, like we beat a lot of teams that were actually in the playoffs. We beat the Cowboys. We smashed the Cowboys. We smashed the Philadelphia Eagles.
Hmm.
Like bro, like all those guys were in the playoffs, bro, and they, you know,
Yeah, the previous year they were either in the playoffs or even legit, and we fucking smacked them. To your point,
yeah,
we blew out the Jaguars, the Eagles and the Cowboys, and they were supposed to be tough. And then the defensive teams that were good, we struggled with,
just
like the Bengals, the Browns, and then there was
just
the Baltimore Ravens.
and just playing with us, bro, like it'll make you more money because other teams have picked up a lot of our players and we still maintain to be at the top of the league
Yeah.
in certain categories. So we are the destination for a lot of players for a
Let me
big
ask you
paycheck,
this: so you're all in on Brock Purdy? That's your guy,
and CJ Stroud, but that's another.
right? Right. But as a Niner fan, like Brock Purdy, that's the guy. He's our quarterback for the next 10 years. If he
Yeah,
gets healthy and stuff.
because of the man he is. Yup. I don't see his lifestyle getting in the way. He lives the lifestyle. Like I see him being the same man in 10 years, if not jacked.
What do you
Like
mean,
cuz
Jack?
that's what happened to
Like
Brock.
physical, like all jacked up, like.
No, I meant you seen how Drew Brees got throughout the years? Like he just got more and more jacked. Like
Got
he
you.
just
Yeah.
like that like you see like more forearm definition. This dude's all like, have you seen Brock lately, bro? Like this dude been putting in
But do you
some
think those pictures are true or not?
yeah, bro. The Niners posted it and shit.
Oh,
Like,
okay. Yeah.
yeah,
No,
they posted it.
yeah, man. No, I agree, bro. I think Brock style that's gonna carry him. Um, yeah, it's gonna be good,
And he
bro.
didn't get injured. He did not get injured once last season, and that's
Yeah,
because of
that's
his,
true. Yeah, man.
awareness, his
Yeah,
ability to
man,
fall.
dude.
It's the little things, bro. Like Trey Lance was bitching after every fall, and he would not fall correctly. It's the little things with Trey,
Yeah.
and then with, like he literally broke his leg in the second play and was out for the season, bro. Like he does not know how to play ball to an extent. As far as you probably know how to slide better than Trey, bro.
Well, hell yeah, I
Like,
play baseball, bro.
yeah, exactly. And that's what Brock did. He did baseball. He's like, dude, like this guy actually has like three teammates that are playing with the Giants right now. Like this guy is like loved in the Bay, bro. Like he's already kind of like he has a bunch of uh uh what do you call it? Like promotions and all this shit like for Deere, the tractor company, and a like seed company for farming. So like this guy is actually like his name is already like tagged with the franchise with the Niners. Like
Yeah.
he has so many
I see
business
why you
endeavors.
saying the
Huh?
brute. Yeah, yeah. No, I feel you, bro. Hell yeah.
Yeah, like you could just see his like he's already kind of being advertised all around the Bay, bro. Like we can't at this point. This guy's an asset, and we just we can't like that's crazy talk. Just talking about trade, like I don't think that's ever been talked about. You know,
Well, now
shit.
when you're paying them less than $1 million per year, fuck that, dude. It's a
Yeah.
fucking steal. But yeah, no, man. I'm glad that yeah, to your point, bro. Like, it's almost ridiculous to assume in such a topic because at that worth, oh my gosh, Drew Brees, Brock Purdy has excelled. All of these other teams are wishing that they can find a Brock Purdy in the seventh, eighth round, and only having to pay him 980,000 as opposed to these quarterbacks that are asking 50, 40, 35 million plus. So of course, we have to win one right now. And I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. If it wasn't for Brock Purdy being the player and the man that he is to lead this Niner red and gold, Kyle Shanahan and potentially John Lynch have not done a great job drafting players, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, they've done okay, but again, they really lost that pulse when they went with Trey Lance, because we didn't really have a first rounder, you know. And essentially, what's basically helped us so much is these amazing mid-season acquisitions that we're able to get a Chase Young. We're able to get who's the other player that we grabbed, and we're like Christian McCaffrey. Like, you're like, bro, how you like, because you're finding these trades for like pennies on the dollar, we've sucked ass in the draft, more or less. I mean, you say you're like, oh, we still got Brandon Ayuik, we still got Debo Samuel, but again, we really fumbled with
Fred Warner,
yeah, so yeah, man, it's
George
gonna be.
Kittle.
I can't wait for football, bro. I'm already.
Do you know how many All Pros we've drafted?
I don't know if it's so much that we drafted or we created. Not we, but the team has created. Like,
Why are you arguing discrepancies? We drafted those guys.
true. No, it's true. But like, I'm gonna say this. Fred Warner has not been playing good the last couple of years, bro.
What? How?
I mean, yeah, you can say that he has all of these tackles, whatever's, and he can play coverage. No,
Dude, you're
it's
tripping.
cool. But bro, if you're the captain, I gotta
Dude.
give that title to Dre Greenlaw, bro. Like that.
No, he's a middle.
Bro. That's that Ray Lewis Terrell sizzle.
No, he's not a middle linebacker though. It's about who's a middle linebacker because everyone knows middle linebacker is the hardest position in linebacker, like in really the whole defense. There's not one perfect middle linebacker that's ever played the game. There's not one. There's LT, but guess what? LT was an outside linebacker.
Yeah.
He only worried about one side. Like Ray Lewis is arguably the best middle linebacker to ever play the game, but there is highlights of him getting juked. There's highlights of him getting the ball passed right over his hand. There's highlights, bro. It's so hard to be perfect as a middle linebacker. You're probably seeing the fuck ups, but the overall product, Fred Warner, is arguably the best linebacker in the past 5 years. The best middle linebacker in the past 5 years.
You think so, bro?
I think so.
You're just saying that because he's Mexican American, bro.
He's not Mexican.
Tell that to Federico, bro.
Nah, he's Panamanian.
Yeah, man. Look, I don't know, bro. I just look at it like this. When it came down to D'Amico Ryans, that was the biggest loss that the Niners got, bro.
Yeah, I think we should have kept him at defense as a defensive coach, bro. Like, I really liked him, and he had like a good bond with everyone else. Like Wilkins, bro. Like, man, I don't want to say he cost us the Super Bowl, but he just didn't understand his players. Like he's a good coach for a reason, right? There people talk good about him and all this, and I'm not arguing it. It's just the connection he has with his players. Like, you thought Jason Verrett was still like that, and you put him in there for one play, and they score on him in that exact. Like, bro, what was he doing? There was dudes that were like literally practicing for the past 3-4 months with the team, and then this guy walks in and said, "Hey guys, I'm from Fairfield. That's only an hour away. Can I start? Yeah, fuck it. Hometown king. Go ahead. You know, So that was where he fucked up. And also, Jason Verrett was that dude in his prime before he got hurt. Like he really was. So he must have had this memory of him, being all great. But dude, that's why I was like, dude, Wilkins is just looking at a piece of paper. Like he's just not putting in the the time to say, hey, or to get good judgment on people. And he fucked up. That's what told me everything right there. How you gonna put in Jason Verrett, who you just got signed for 1 week, put him in there against their starters? It's like, bro, like, and then they score on him. That's what pissed me off. And it's happened before, like twice, you know, on Verrett. And I'm like, dude, Wilkins, don't you learn from the past? Like, come on, bro. Like you ain't doing your due diligence. Um, I think he's better built for a different type of, team. But it's just us. You need to know our players. We keep our players for a long time, so you got to know these guys where they're at, season in and season out. Like we
You're talking
keep
about
dudes like,
Steve Wilkes, right? Steve Wilkes.
yeah, Steve
Okay.
Wilkes.
I was like, who the
Because
fuck is Wilkins? I was like,
my
Christian
bad.
Wilkins?
Nah, yeah, Wilkes. So yeah, like we keep guys for a long time
Yeah.
if they're like consistent, like Deontay Johnson. I don't know how the fuck we kept him for that long, but he's one of those guys that were in the team for a fucking minute, for I don't know
Yeah.
how many years. So those guys are okay, but you just got to know that Deontay Johnson is not someone who you plug in the middle of a very important game. You know, you don't put that guy in. You put in someone you drafted and someone who's been proving, that they belong and they
Yeah.
showed you something. Dude, I would have preferred Lenore, putting in Lenore instead of Jason Verrett. So I'm just saying, it's all about the fresher legs and what have you done for me lately. And and Jason Verrett was literally chilling in Fairfield, probably, and just got thrown in the field like that, like. So that told me everything. And then the fact that, we started losing and he's like, okay, I got to get down. I got to go down on the field now. It's like, bro, you should have kept it that way the whole year. Like I
Question for
wouldn't I
you.
wouldn't even feel comfortable being in my first season and being like honestly, I kind of want it a little easy. Like I just want to chill up here. Like that probably didn't give a good impression on everyone. Like, bro, like you're like, this is your first year here. Like, don't you want to be on the field with us? Like, so he wants it to be a little easy, and it backfired on him. So um we know we got the pieces to win a Super Bowl, and we know we got the defense. We just got to have the right guy in there as far as like who's telling us what to do, and what's fair and what's not fair, because we have the talent. It's just we need a leader. That's it. Like that's
Question for you. Do we
yeah.
still have Lenore? Is he still with us?
Yeah, he's still with us. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, got you. Yeah, man. Yeah, bro. I mean, look, I'm already excited for football. It can't come any sooner. I'm already ready to see what we can do with this team, bro. I haven't really thought about football in a really long time. That Super Bowl just felt like, dude, that's three
Drained
losses.
me, huh?
Yeah, not angry because it was a very good game. It was very
Drained
entertaining,
me.
but it was just like,
I said drained.
oh yeah, draining. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I definitely felt that, man. I was just like, man, like I
Yeah.
didn't think that we had the most stacked team. I know you talked about the defensive line. Oh, just for the record, correction: Fred Warner is Mexican, bro. To your point, he is also Panamanian.
Okay.
From his
I thought
father's side, mother's side, he's Mexican mixed and stuff like that. But yeah, no, bro. It was very exhausting just to be like, because I didn't think that we can get any better from last year's roster. Not when it comes down to scheming. I dislike Steve Wilkes, bro. Oh my goodness. He, like, to your point, he did not understand our players and what we needed to do so he can maximize their best efforts. He played too much one man on man, which is basically like do or die type of thing, because one bad play, you're the hero. Charvarius Ward is a lot of he combated 50-50 at the same time because it's a 50-50 ball. That little rookie from the Minnesota Vikings can snatch it from him and take it to the house. Had you played much more safe, we don't allow some of those big ass plays. especially when it came down to the Cincinnati Bengals, they have a lot of weapons. And if you try to play one-on-one and you don't really scheme properly, Joe Burrow is going to piece you apart. But, yeah, man, hopefully this new defensive coordinator is able to scheme properly. I know that you were kind of big on these players like Leonard Floyd, but you think Leonard Floyd is better than Drake Jackson?
They're not the same position. Leonard Floyd is an outside linebacker.
No, so is
He
Drake, no?
no Drake. Drake is edge. He just on he's 3 points on the ground, three fingers on the ground. Leonard, he does that. He does a coverage shit too. So he's slimmer. He's more of a linebacker, bro.
And you
That's why I
like
like him.
Malik Collins?
Huh?
You like Malik Collins?
I love Malik Collins. He's big and fat. Reminds me of Vince. He reminds me of Vince Wilfork. He's
Yeah.
big and fat, but he don't play like he's big and fat. He plays like he's athletic, and he moves dudes around. I like me some Collins.
I feel it, bro. Man, dude, hopefully they can ball out,
But
man.
this is what I want, though, right? From the D line, I want different types of elements on that D line. I want a fat guy. I want a dude that drives dudes down the field like Javon Hargrave. Literally, bro. Collins is like strong and he blocks these huge gaps. Like he just clogs that thing.
He's better
And
than Armstead.
he's way better than Armstead.
Because
He's
let
way
me tell you this, bro. I can say this: Javon Hargrave, he was supposed to be that fat dude to block
I
up
know.
those holes, and he fucking didn't, bro.
And he dropped weight on top of that.
And he
just
dropped weight. So
low
what I'm
IQ though,
saying
bro.
is like
He's low IQ.
we paid that
Collins,
motherfucker $100 million.
I know, dude. Collins, he's driving, right? And he's not just looking forward, dude. This guy's pushing his guy back and he's looking back at the same time. He's like, where's this motherfucker at? He's smart like that. Javon Hargrave was like, me push you down, me complete job. Like he's like he doesn't focus on other parts, like who has the ball, like he just kind of just does one thing, bro. Like he's not like, and he gets lucky a lot. Like he puts his hands up and they get surprised by his reach. But I mean, he stopped doing that. They were aware of that and they stopped doing that and they worked around Javon Hargrave. They outsmarted him. I feel
Just
like
to let you know, that Brock Purdy PSA 10 2022 downtown card is going for 4,100.
yeah.
Pretty penny, bro. Pretty penny.
Yep. And that's why that was worth probably like 700, $600 when like last season this year. And that's where I'm at with CJ Stroud. 700, those two cards that I got. But yeah, man. Collins came from that team from the Texans. So dude, I like Collins, bro. He brings a different element to the game. We built that around Nick Bosa, and we got two solid edge rushers and Gross. I still got to get his name right, but he's big. He's more of a deep. He's better than Drake Jackson. The dude we got from Carolina, he's way better than Drake Jackson.
I'll say this: Leonard Floyd. I thought he was with the Rams and stuff, but I think he came from the Buffalo Bills, bro. He might have been for both teams, but he came from Buffalo. Yeah, man, dude. Dude, I wish I could talk more football, like just overall in general, man. But yeah, Drew, man, I just wanted to talk a little bit of Brandon Ayuik when it came down to. I thought that little slip up is basically insinuating, that they made sure that he wasn't the playmaker that he could have been in the Super Bowl because contract negotiations were coming up, at least in this particular minute, from the 10-minute mark to 10:30 to 11:30 right here. But yeah, Drew. Enjoy your Sunday, bro. What you got going on later on, bro?
Nothing, man. I'm chilling today, because I've been working and
What are you gonna do for el Julio 4?
Julio Quattro.
Yeah.
I don't know, just chill, bro. I was thinking about getting on the roof, man, and looking at those fireworks at the complex, bro.
Yeah, because the complex is gonna be doing them, right?
Yeah, dude, let's get on your second story roof.
Shit, bro. I might be down, man. But alrighty, Drew. Well, fuck yeah, dude. Always love talking fucking football with you, man.
Fuck yeah.
Hey, hell yeah. Can't
Fuck
wait till
yeah.
the football season starts. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I gotta look up and do some research on Malik Collins. I don't really know too much about him, and and I just fucking forgot about Leonard Floyd. There was this one that the Rams picked up, and I wasn't so. Maybe his name was Malcolm Floyd or something that I'm just kind of confused.
Oh
With.
yeah.
Maybe it's the same guy, but one of them didn't really pan out. But
Yeah.
yeah, dude, I'm ready for fucking football, dude. Man, dude, it's just
Nah, bro. I think we're gonna have possibly oh, and we signed Logan Thomas from the Washington Commanders. So he's actually an
cool.
elite tight end.
Oh,
Logan
for the
Thomas.
tight end. Wow, I didn't even see that. Are you serious?
Yeah, we got Logan Thomas, and that's because George Kittle lost fucking a shit ton of weight because he wasn't in the gym. He was recovering. So we got Logan Thomas because yeah, George Kittle lost a lot of muscle just by not going to the gym and lifting. So he lost weight. We signed Logan Thomas. So
Yeah,
that I feel better now because he's actually able to get open, and George Kittle is going to be able to recuperate, and he's going to give us his all when it's needed. You know,
yeah,
um,
yes, sir.
so so that's what I like. I like that move right there. And then we probably won't have 1,000-yard receiver from the tight end position because George is going to be like literally on sidelined and just working out with a non-injury. So he's just
Who
gonna
picked
get
up?
better.
Who
Huh?
picked up Brock Bowers?
Who picked up Brock Bowers?
Yeah, the tight end, like the number one tight end.
Either the Raiders or the Steelers. I forget which one, but that guy's fucking.
Yo, Drew, you kind of cut off. Are you good?
Oh yeah. So we saw. So he. Can you hear me?
Yeah. It just for like momentarily you
Yeah,
cut
because
off.
somebody called me and shit. But yeah, no. That's what it is, bro. Like So I forgot what I was gonna say. What'd you say before that?
Yeah. So you were talking about the Raiders or the
Oh
Steelers,
yeah.
and it was the Raiders, bro. The Raiders. I mean, look, you can never have enough tight ends. New England Patriots taught us that with Aaron Hernandez and Gronkowski. But bro, they just picked up Michael Mayer, right? The tight end. I think he was like a first or a second rounder like
From
2 3
Georgia.
years ago, and now they got Brock Bowers. Like, look, it's like having two George Kittles. The more the merrier. Especially if they can be converted into like hybrids, like I mean, we basically have essentially two tight ends, right? We got that Kyle Juszczyk and oh boy and George Kittle. So you can never have enough big men that can block and just fucking catch, and they're fast and physical. They set the tone like Mike Oslot. But yeah, man.
Hey, and Trey Lance, bro, he's gonna be out of the league by this season, bro.
Wow. You
That's
know
the
what,
room.
bro? You're
That's
probably right.
that's the rumor mill.
No, and it's true. But here's the thing: we gave up 3 first rounders for him, bro.
We made that up though. We made that up through
No,
other
Brock
trades.
Purdy saved our ass, bro. But
Well,
yeah,
yeah.
dude, that's crazy. But honestly, bro, to your point, I think so too, man. I think yeah. I mean, we can stretch this out, but yeah, look, he was barely 19, 20 years old into the league. He didn't play because of the jab, the COVID. He was way too young. He didn't have enough experience. He doesn't have enough IQ. We just love the ideal of him that he can be our version of Lamar Jackson. But yeah,
They
man.
didn't move him right.
I don't know what Kyle Shanahan was doing. It's like Jim Harbaugh when he drafted AJ Jenkins. It's like, bro, there's better alternative players. Why are you getting this weak ass route runner, bro? Like, this dude soft. This dude ain't no Odell Beckham. He ain't coming from Ohio State or LSU. You're getting where did he come from? Actually, like Ohio
Illinois.
State. Yeah, that's what I'm
Illinois.
saying. Bro. Like, what? So
Yeah.
like even the proverbial like best top tier colleges that generate the whiteouts, like, bro, AJ Jenkins ain't coming from that, man. You can't get
Yeah.
them all right, but just like there's NFL teams that specialize in building linebackers, defensive linemen, others are really great at making corners and stuff like that because they have a great DBs coach, a linebackers coach. Same thing with colleges. Like, bro, when you go get quarterbacks and stuff like that, there's some schools that specialize on that. You want big interior linemen, defense side of the ball, you go with Clemson, you go with Florida, you go with Alabama, etc. You want wideouts and corners, fucking LSU and Bama. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, bro. I just felt like with Trey Lance, he's a guy that we could have saved our 3 rounders. He's getting undrafted.
Yeah.
6th-round pick. If Brock Purdy's setting all these records in Iowa, right? That's maybe a guy you take a gander and you gamble as a 1st-rounder, because you'd be like, well, he's balling out against Iowa. Look at the back and forth. Same thing with Colin Kaepernick when he played up
For
against
4 years too.
Yeah, like you know what I'm saying? Like,
And Colin Kaepernick,
Lance, like what the what?
and Colin Kaepernick was at least like a 3-year starter, bro. Like he put up numbers. He gave us a transcript of
What are you thinking, bro? Like,
stats.
what do you see in Trey Lance, bro? Like, what?
It was horrible. It was horrible, man. I was hyped. The highlights were getting me hyped. I'm like, dude, we never get this type of quarterback in the draft, And what it was is other teams were speaking so highly of him, and then we kind of we get jealous, and we're like, I want that. We
Yeah.
had the draft capital to do that, to trade up for that. I want him, So it was more like that, It was no. Dude, it makes you question like Kyle Shanahan's ability to pick their quarterback, and I think, it's hard to in reality, but
Because you
I
can
feel like
say
that's
he's
why he
pretty much
liked.
got it wrong. Well, I can't say he's pretty much got it wrong because, did you really get it
Well,
wrong when Jimmy goes to the Super Bowl? The goal is to
yeah,
be there and get the opportunity, whether you win it or
and
not. You were winning it, but this is a
and
game of 4 quarters, not 2.
and not only that too, like he's also had Kirk Cousins and gave.
Yeah,
Actually, Kirk Cousins had better numbers than Brock Purdy, so
yeah.
he's actually had a quarterback with better numbers. That was his backup plan.
True.
Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins would have actually kind of saved us a little bit.
I
I wouldn't
agree.
have been mad at that if we got Kirk Cousins. But Brock Purdy saved us a shit ton of money. That 50 mil or however millions of dollars that Atlanta gave Kirk Cousins. Um, Kirk Cousins was eyeing us, bro, for a minute. We've been eyeing each other for a minute.
Yeah.
So I think that's what would have been the backup plan.
You think
If
Atlanta's
yeah,
gonna be a player this year?
what happened?
You think they're gonna be a player in the NFC
Who's gonna
with
be a
Kirk
player?
Chainz?
Who's gonna be a player in the NFC?
The Atlanta, because they got
Oh,
the Drake wide receiver, London Drake. They got good ass running back that they drafted.
they
Um,
could be. They could be. There's
yeah,
not a lot of not a lot of teams in the NFC South that are good. I feel like I my sleeper team, in my opinion, is the Carolina Panthers. I think Carolina Panthers are actually gonna do decent this year, and they might shock us a little bit.
you
Just
think
because
so? Why you say that, bro? Because the
because
quarterback
they
sucked,
were
bro.
they were so horrible last season. They let go of their manager, they let go of their head coach, and they got a clean slate, and and things like that, bro. That's when true talent comes out, and that's when certain teams do better. Is when they're rebuilding and we see potential. I'm not calling them, you know, like a playoff team, but I think they're gonna like be in contention to win that division, bro. Just because it's that weak. I think Atlanta. I think it's gonna be Saints though. I think the Saints are gonna win that division.
I think it's gonna be Atlanta, bro.
Nah, I don't think Atlanta, bro.
Yeah,
I
because
think
look, they have my boy Bijan Robinson from Texas, Kirko Cousins, Kirko Chains, and then they also, if he gets hurt, Michael Penix will probably learn a lot from him. You got Drake London, Darnell Mooney. I think Mooney was that little good ass little receiver from he's like a little Brandon Ayuk from Chicago. I could be wrong though. Just correct me if I'm wrong. They got Ray McLeod, ex-Niner, Kyle Pitts, the tight end, and then their linemen. There were a few of them were pretty good, like Jake Matthews, so they're pretty solid,
Drew
bro.
Drew Dahlman is from Salinas.
Drew
The-
Dahlman, what the flip? Are you serious?
yeah, Drew Dahlman, their center, is from
Yeah.
Salinas. He went to Palma.
Okay, got you. So that's what I'm saying. Even better to root for the the Atlanta Falcons. Now and they got some badass uniforms. As for Carolina Panthers, I don't think so, bro. You can't. I'm not gonna lie, bro. You can't win with Bryce Young. The reason being is you might be able to win, but you need big receivers, bro. Their best receiver is a 36-year-old Adam Thielen. They picked up
Yeah,
the Steelers wide receiver Deontay Johnson, if I'm not mistaken, but
yeah.
they needed that 6'4" Marvin Harrison Jr. They needed a
And this
big
is the reason.
weapon.
This is the reason why I like Carolina more than I do Atlanta.
Why?
Carolina got a better defense. Carolina has way better corners. Carolina has um uh fuck their corner that they got last season. He's actually one of the best corners in the league.
You talking about
Um,
J.C. Horn?
J.C. Horn. Yep. And then their safety. They have one of the best cornerbacks DB groups in the league. Atlanta doesn't have nothing. They don't even have a good D line.
They
It's
lost
their
Brian Burns to the New York Giants, but they picked up Jadeveon Clowney.
that was their yeah. See, and Jadeveon Clowney is good also. But I just feel
Yeah,
like they actually got more draft capital, and they actually have
yeah,
a
that defense
pretty.
is cool. That defense is cool. I'm not
It's
gonna lie.
better than Atlanta, and Atlanta. That's what I'm saying. Atlanta has the worst. They're gonna have the worst defense this year.
Whoa, hold on. Let me educate you real quick. AJ Terrell, he's solid, bro. And to your point, that safety is good, but Jesse Bates the third, I think he's from the Cincinnati Bengals. He was pretty solid, man.
Oh that's who they got
But
too.
no, but
Yeah.
to your point though, I would agree with Shaq Thompson. If they had Ricky Burns, but he's gone, and you do fill in up the void with uh Jadeveon Clowney. But man, I gotta give Kirko Cousins his respect, bro. Kirko Chains is solid, bro. That dude's good, and he's got some weapons. And I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie to you, I wouldn't have paid him whatever money that they paid him, but they drafted Michael Penix so he can learn under dude, and they're gonna do really well, man.
I think that was a bad move. They needed somebody. There's so many wide receivers. They would have had uh two legitimate receivers, bro.
True.
And they messed up right there by getting Phoenix. And Kirk Cousins is someone you gotta ride and die for. Like you
What do you mean by
got
that?
like he's gonna fuck up sometimes.
Yeah,
So you got to be prepared for it defensively as well, you
true.
know. And instead, you could have traded out at the least and gotten more capital that way, because Kirk Cousins is gonna make any mediocre receiver look pretty good, So they probably could have went defense, bro, and then they didn't. And it's like, dude, like you guys are in desperate need of any defensive talent, really, and um yeah, they don't have those guys yet, bro.
Remember,
So
they played us
maybe
pretty good this year, wasn't it? The Falcons and the Niners. I think they might have even beaten us.
that was a couple seasons ago.
Oh yeah, I think you might be right. I'll probably be tripping, bro. The years go by so fast. It feels like it
That
was
was Matt.
yesterday.
You were so far back. That was Matt Ryan, bro. Damn,
No, I
dude,
could
he's
have said
fucked.
that it was a close game. Like
He
not too long
retired.
ago with the Niners,
He,
bro. Hold on,
he
hold on.
retired 2 years ago. He's a Fox analyst right now.
I know. Hold on. Nah, I think the Niners, Atlanta Falcons versus Niners. I think we played them like not too long ago, bro. Hold on. Oh yeah, it's October 16, 2022. They beat us 28-14. Damn, dude, that shit was 2 years ago. Nah,
Yeah.
you might be right, man. Yeah, man, I'm excited. But yeah, to your point, the Falcons. I don't know, bro. I'm gonna tell you this: whoever the Falcons, no, not the Falcons. Kirk O'Chains. What's his name? Kirk Cousins. Whoever Kirk Cousins' NFL agent is, every single player should go with that dude, bro. I don't know, like, for the death of me, how this dude gets these guaranteed, like, there's no upside or incentive. It's guaranteed cash, bro. Like, injured or no injury, playing or, sitting on the bench. He did it great with the Redskins, the Commanders. He did well with the Minnesota Vikings, bro. It was like 3-4 years, 28, 35 million guaranteed. Don't get me wrong, Kirk Cousins, he tore us apart last year in the Niners. With the Jordan Addison rookie, because I think Justin Jefferson was hurt. He's the type of guy that's gonna, I don't know, throw for, like, if he's at his best, good luck. He's gonna piece apart all his defense. 3 touchdowns, maybe 1 interception. To your flip side, he can also have those bad games, and when you got to prepare for it with your defense, where he's like 0 touchdowns, 4 picks, 97 yards. But yeah, bro. He's like another Ryan Fitzmagic. I don't know, dude. I'm excited for this football year. Can't come any sooner, but I'm definitely gonna enjoy the time off. But yeah, bro, Leonard Floyd and the Malik Collins. You kind of inspiring me to to feel like they fill in those void of all the like mass exodus of D linemen that we lost this year. So I'm extremely pumped, bro. But you know, first things first with Brandon Ayuik. But yeah, Drew, I'm gonna let you go, man. Happy Sunday, bro. And yes, sir, dude. Just fucking. I'll see you on the next time, man. Anything coming up with boxing?
Yeah, man.
Or
Nah. So I won the parlay.
you did?
Remember, I'll say it right here. Like I got this parlay. I had two $50 parlays.
Yeah.
And I pretty much had fucking, Robeisy. Both parlays had Robeisy Ramirez by knockout.
He
And
won by
then
knockout?
yeah, he won by knockout. It was pretty vicious knockout. He got him out of there. Rohan Polanco got him to go with the knockout. And then who else? I think Sonny Edwards by decision.
Yeah.
So both those parlays had all those three picks. Now I hedged it. I hedged the Steve Claggett fight and Teo versus Teo, and one had Teo by decision and the other one had Claggett money line, and I won like $350 on
Fuck yeah,
the
dude. Well, it's a
on
beautiful
that.
time to win that because you think Giovanni Cabrera is gonna upset William Zepeda? He's plus 750.
Nah, well, that's a great fight because Zepeda not popping like that. Like I mean, he's not hitting hard like that. He's just
Yeah.
consistent. And I think what's the other guy's name? Cabrera. I think Cabrera's
He's only lost to Pitbull and went the distance.
yeah. So if he can take a pit bull shot and not get phased,
Yeah.
and actually he had a good chance to win that fight. You said that he won that fight, correct?
I was going for him on the picks, but I
Okay.
think Pitbull edged it out towards the very end.
Okay.
Cabrera was getting hit a little too much with too many shots.
Yeah.
But, I thought he did it great. But then
Yeah.
again, I thought that guy Steve Claggett was doing really good against Teofimo Lopez, and motherfuckers had it a shutout. I'm like, man, I mean, maybe I don't know my boxing, but I'm like, Teofimo Lopez head is getting snapped back. How can you guys say that
Yeah.
Steve Claggett did not win 1 or even 5 rounds? Like, bro, I thought he was doing excellent. The rounds were close, but it's like, bro, this is not a wash that you guys wanted to be. But on top of that fight with William Zepeda and Giovanni Cabrera, that's on DAZN. You got Oshaki Foster fighting Robson Conceição. Oshaki's the favorite, basically 2-3-1. And you got Shakur Stevenson versus Artem Haratunyan.
Hold on. The Cabrera fight, is it Camarón or is it
Camarón.
Sean?
He's fighting Camarón Zepeda. Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so Camarón don't hit hard like that. So that's why I'm like, he got nothing.
Like 200 punches per round.
He just does that, but I think Cabrera is he got good legs at least, and he can actually move around.
I think he's gonna win, bro.
I think Cabrera has a very solid chance, bro. Like this is one where you kind of outthink dudes like Zepeda. Or yeah, am I saying it right? Class.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting, man. The only thing is like Cabrera, if I'm not mistaken, trains with Freddie Roach, and doesn't fight like your traditional Freddie Roach fighter. But I think in this particular fight, bro, I think we're gonna see something like when what's his name? Jose Zepeda, Chon, when he fought that Russian and there was like 7 or 8 knockdowns.
Oh yeah.
Ivan Baranchenk, I think this is what we're gonna get, bro. Zepeda's a little chinny. Giovanni Cabrera is a pretty big dude. But look, bro, on that note, I said I was gonna let you go. I'm gonna let you go, bro. Have a good Sunday, man, and I'll see you probably sometime next week, man.
All right, man. Peace.
Later, brother.